Hey there. You wanna say hi? Hi. See, I'm gonna give some people some opportunities to log in. Hello, everybody. If you are tuning in, happy Friday. I have Fiona here as my special guest. I don't know how the lighting is for you all. If it's, Hey, Jeff. What's up? How's it going? Thanks for tuning in. What's up, Nick? Hey, everybody. I just wanted to create this live video and share a little bit of insight as to my process, what really inspires me as an artist. I have the Fiona here. She is my assistant, a big inspiration. You've probably seen her in some of my art. Hey, Madrina. Hey, what's up, Brian? What's good? Miss you too, Nick. Hey, Ray. What's going on? Thank you all so much for tuning in to our Arting with Lulu. I wanted to share really my process, like how do I come up with some of my ideas? How do I come up with some of my characters? Hola! Thank you all for tuning in. So for those of you who just tuned in, I'm going to be showing you my process, what it is that really inspires me. One of the great things about this broadcast in particular is the sketch that I'm going to be making will be available for sale. I will not be reproducing that sketch, so it will be a one-of-a-kind, signed. I could even color it. Hey, Chino, what's going on? The last show, what is it? The blue one, the print. Oh, yes, I have that. I still have that. So, anyhow, I wanted to kind of share with you, basically, here's my sketchbook. This is one of the many sketchbooks that I have. I've also been known to carry around index cards. And basically, wherever I go, I have to have that with me. If you're an artist, if that's something that you really want to take into a more professional avenue, you have to keep the possibilities of sketching at all times. Hey, Rosario, what's up? Hey, Crystal. Hey, Melly, what's going on? Thank you all so much for tuning in with me today. Here's this sketch right here that I made. This sketch was actually made while I was on a plane coming back to Tampa from visiting family, and I was riding next to some really nice Nuyorican, and they were just talking, and I don't know what it was. I wasn't really in their conversation, but obviously you can't escape from someone's conversation when they're having it right next to you. So I was just sketching, and this is the beauty that became. Thank you all so much for the love. Basically, the way that it happened is I started with the eyes. With my characters, most of the times, if I'm not sketching someone specifically, if I'm not saying, okay, hey, Lucy, I'm going to sketch you, or Tiffany, I'm going to sketch you. If I'm not sketching you specifically, I'll start with the eyes, and I don't really even know if it's going to be male, if it's going to be female, but I just know that I'm going to make an eye shape. So you know that the eye shape is like an almond in most cases. A lot of times, if you really look at someone's face, like you can notice that the lid could be just enough. You don't even necessarily have to go into this shape to create what you know as an eye. And I'll give you a perfect example. One of my characters here. Here's another character that I made. Random, sitting around, better than being on my cell phone, just scrolling through social media. I'm sketching, and again, I start with the eyes, whereas I make a long line, and then I made a nose, I made another line, and then I knew I was going to go into the eyes there. And then it kind of just forms from there. Another great thing is that if you're interested in becoming an artist, and let's say maybe you don't really consider yourself, hey John, thank you for tuning in, maybe you don't really consider yourself very much of a realistic illustrator, that's okay, because not all art is realism. A lot of it is expressionist. And a face can really be anything that is, you know, eyes, a nose, a mouth, and then a shape. And the eyes don't ever really have to be the shape of an actual eye. The nose doesn't have to be the shape of an actual realistic nose. You know, same with the lips. As long as it's all there, the viewer's brain is going to be able to basically piece it together and figure it out. Here's one that I'm really wanting to do as a mural. This guy right here, I can see being bigger, larger than life, and being a mural. This is another one where I started again with the eyes. When I started with the eyes, I didn't know that I was going to create a male figure in this instance. I just knew that I was creating this shape for the eyes. And then I moved on to the nose, and then I started to kind of create the lips. And once I had these really like kind of this wider mouth lips, that's kind of when I felt like it was going to be male versus female. I tend to, if you notice in my characters, I tend to make females' lips more sharp on the top. Well, I guess you could say his lips are kind of sharp, but it's more like a daintier, sharp. Hold on a second. Sorry, I have to pest control. Stop it. It's okay. We're safe. So anyhow, I'm really interested in making this into a mural, so hopefully that will come to fruition, right? I wanted to show you, I know you see this painting behind me. It's hard to ignore. This is one that I'm working on. It is a work in progress. I have a few shows coming up, so I'm hoping to have her in full effect for that one. But this is basically where she began, as a sketch. I knew that I wanted to create a Cyclops character. I did not know if I wanted it to be female or male again when I was doing that. So I started with this eye right here, and that's all that I had. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you. I started right there with the eye. I gave her an upper lid and a lower lid. And then I just kind of kept creating from there. As you could see, I gave her more of a voluptuous lip. And once I got to this lip, I knew that I wanted her to be a female, right? That's when I knew that I was going to create more of a feminine. So then I gave her this really long kind of side hair. This side shave is like a thing that's really popular right now. A lot of people like to shave the side of their head. I would, if I was ballsy enough. I would do that myself. I gave her the nose ring, much like myself, and a gauge, because that's another thing that is very, very in right now. It's very accepted. And so that is what is becoming of her as of now. And that's where I'm at with her. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you, besides going through all of my sketchbook and just kind of sharing unfinished artwork, I wanted to show you sort of the process of how that happens, right? So kind of what I was explaining just now. Yes, Brian, we need to get you that t-shirt ASAP. Speaking of which, let me just kind of take a pause right there before I get into drawing. And thank you all so much for tuning in and for staying with me. For those of you who may not know, I have a website, which is up and running, fully functional. It's artystalulu.com. To me, it looks backwards. I'm not sure if it's backwards to you as well. But this is the splash page. If you go to Artysta, ARTYSTALULU.com, this is where it'll take you. And as soon as my computer catches up with my fingers here, you click enter, it'll load. It's usually a lot quicker. Other people's computers are probably faster. And here it is. Everything that you can see here, I have my online store is accessible. The About page, there's a photo gallery that you're probably in it if you're one of my supporters, one of my customers, someone who has maybe even visited me during my art shows. You may be in my gallery. There's news. I have been in a few publications, so that's there as well. Lulu TV, fun fact, there's a few videos that are a little bit embarrassing that are on there still, so you might want to go check that out before I decide to take them down. And then obviously I have a blog. But yeah, just to kind of give you an idea, my online store as well, I sell apparel, t-shirts, bags, etc., etc. But I don't want to go too much into that. I'll give you all the opportunity to do that on your own time, you know, within your own, with your own patience, you know, to give you some time to really look over everything. So here we go. I'm going to kind of sketch something. A lot of times I don't really know who I'm going to sketch. When I'm kind of just coming off the top of my head, the inspiration can come out of anywhere. So I'm hoping that you all can see my sketchbook well enough. Give me a heads up if you can't. Okay, so again, I'm going to start with the eyes. When I was younger and I was starting to sketch faces, that's really where I got started, was sketching with eyes. And so I'm going to start with a heavy lid line. I kind of like where that's going. That's where I'm feeling like going. So I have two of those. I want those to match. Although they won't be perfect, that's perfectly fine. And I'm going to give it a lower pupil. And then I'm going to give it a bottom lid. Now, one of the things is that as an artist, I'm also a human. I'm not a machine, so I shake. That's just part of being human. You know, your heart is beating, so your lines aren't going to be perfect. And I am illustrating with markers. I use markers. I do sometimes use pencils. If I'm creating a commission where I am illustrating someone specifically, which you can see examples of that on my website. You could also see examples of that on my Facebook page. That type of work typically takes much longer. I'll sketch it out with pencil because it has to be as close to resembling that person as possible. Whereas when I'm just drawing off the top of my head, you know, it's more liberating, it's more free. I can mess up as I want to, and I can work with those mistakes. So I hope you all can see this down here. I hope it's visible enough. So if not, I'll maybe hold this down here, which sort of distracts, but no, that's too shaky. We'll just leave it as it was. Let me know if you can see it. Thank you all for staying tuned in. So the other thing that I like to do, I have this very prominent, like, bridge, like eyebrow to the nose bridge that I like to do. I like to kind of create this shape on my characters. Now facial hair, actually, thank you for that question, Brian. It is and it isn't. I can definitely still illustrate facial hair. Again, I do things like put a lot of curls. I may actually have a sketch in this book. I know I have a few where I've done that. I don't know if I have it in this book. Yeah, I have some sketches. I'll share that with you personally, Brian, what I have of, well, for example, I'll give you a perfect example. So, let's see. Here we go. So here's this guy where his hair is obviously much tighter curls, and I could do something similar with doing facial hair. I've done a few characters where I have added facial hair to them as well. So I can definitely work that out. So back to this character, I love doing this. This is something that's very typical in my sketches, in my drawings, and my paintings, is doing the one. I'm not really sure why from the left to the right I tend to do that. I have done it from the other side as well, but I like having just one for some reason. One reason or another, that's just kind of how I started doing things, and it stuck. So we're going to give him, oh, well, I guess it's going to be a him, even though I didn't know that it was going to, but now it is. I'm not giving him an upper lid. I think that we're going to kind of keep his lid like right here so that there isn't really this crease coming here off the top. So, but I am going to give him some eyelashes, because even though most cartoons leave out eyelashes, actually, now that I've added eyelashes, it's kind of looking a little bit more feminine, but then again, I feel like that nose might be a little bit masculine. What do you all think? Let's see. Should I make this a guy or should I make this a girl? Let's leave it up to you. So I'll let you let me know. The first person to tell me, that's what it's going to be. Hey Liz, hey Victoria, thank you so much for tuning in. So for those of you who just tuned in, I'm just sharing basically my secrets. This is behind the scenes with Artysta LuLu. I'm also taking donations for anyone who's got a little extra. I am on Venmo and Cash App, Artysta LuLu, so you can put the cash symbol, ARTYSTALULU. Chino said, let's make it both. Okay, that nose is an African American nose. Oh my god. It can be. So being Puerto Rican, you know, we're also very mixed. We have our African ancestors in us, and so that could be, so can be either. So let's see, I like Chino's idea, making it both. Now that is a true challenge, because let's see, short hair would typically be male and then long hair would be female. Okay, I'm gonna take on your challenge. Let's see where this goes. I'm gonna go on with the lip and try not to make it too obviously feminine or masculine. See if I'm able to do that effectively. Okay, what do you think about that lip? So far, it could be either, right? So far, it's looking pretty good. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Edward. Hey, everybody. Angel. Thank you so much, everybody, for logging in and tuning into Arting with Lulu, brought to you by Facebook. If anybody's looking to possibly sponsor me, I can do some shout outs. Check out Inkmania, right? Inkmania.com. That's the best tattoo convention in the Bay Area. If you need some artwork, go check out, or some ink, go check out Stigma Ink here in Tampa. They will give you the best work. Okay, so right now, the suggestion has been, whatever, Liz. So the lips, I like really lush lips. I like to make my characters with really full lips. That's just something that I just enjoy doing. So the challenge has been to make this both male and female. So that's the challenge. So far I have the face. I don't have, you can find my art at artystalulu.com, ARTYSTALULU.com. Just check it out. Also on my Facebook, I know I put it on your newsfeed all the time, so definitely check it out. So let's see. Okay, I got an idea. So how about let's just do this, which is a very typical thing that I'll do with my characters, as you could see. I'm not really sure. Maybe I might make it gonna be sideways facing. So there's a shoulder, right? It could have been frontwards facing, but I'm kind of feeling the sideways facing. And then we're gonna give this, we're gonna call it Pat because we don't know if it's male or female. Pat is going to be a little bit of both. Put a mold near the lips. Okay, we got a mole. Let's do a mole. Let's see, now moles are also associated with female, so that may be leading to something, but Pat could have a mole. Males could have moles, right? Like that's nothing like untypical. Okay, so let's see, I got an idea also. So we're gonna do kind of a, let me see how I'm gonna do this hair, because it can't be an obvious male or female. It's gotta be kind of both. So a lot of times I try to visualize where I'm going to put the hair and how I'm going to do it. And since I'm not referencing any people, it's literally just making it up. Aren't you doing half girl, half boy? Left side female, right side male. Oh, that's what we're doing? Okay. Oh, alright, okay. Gotcha. Oh my gosh, you guys are driving me crazy right now. This is crazy. Alright, so it's gotta be, so we're gonna make the mole side female. So since that's the case, she's gonna have more eyelashes. Let me know if you guys can see this. Can y'all see this good, well enough? So she's gonna have some bottom eyelashes as well. Some dimples. Okay. We got that dimple. We'll do the dimple on the girl's side. And then maybe like a little nose ring on the girl's side here. Let's see, on the guy's side, we've got to do, I'm still trying to figure out how do I want to do the hair. So here, I'm definitely going to do sort of a longer hair. Let's see, oh, bob on the right side. Oh man, I already did it long. Let's see, so then what I could do is, let's see, we're gonna figure that one out. So it's okay, I kind of messed up, but it's gonna work out. What's funny about drawing or illustrating with pen or with ink is obviously you can't erase. So any error, you have to just figure out how to work with it. And the funny thing is, some of my best work has come from, oh, a boob. I can't make a boob. She's sideways. Pat is sideways. That is a, now I can't make a boob on that side unless I put it here. But then, okay, well, Pat gets a boob. There's the boob. I made a boob for you, Chino. That's for you, Chino. All right, and then this side, it's gonna be spiky. So I'm gonna give Pat's male side some spikes. How's that looking if I take boy, girl, boy, girl? 5 o'clock shadow. Oh my gosh, Chino. Okay. This is definitely one of my more interesting pieces. So now I have to do a 5 o'clock shadow. You know what's funny is that if this artwork goes for a lot of money, I'm gonna owe you some money, Chino, for real. Alright. 5 o'clock shadow, but it's gotta be only on the male side. So I'm gonna actually go with a thinner pen. This is Faber-Castell. I love Faber-Castells. And then these Pigma graphics, which are really good. Hey, Corey. Thanks, everybody. I see Ivana and Chino. Oh, my gosh. That's Marieli's idea. Of course, it's Marieli's idea. Okay, we're going to give... This is basically what's going on for those of you who just tuned in. I am now taking suggestions from everyone on this sketch. There was no reference that I was using. It was just kind of off the top of my head, and I was sharing how I sketch. And so this is Pat. Pat is both male and female. So as you can see, male and then female. And I've just been suggested to do a 5 o'clock shadow. So I've got my smaller pen here. So I'm going to just kind of stipple some little hairs here on the male side, on the male Pat side. This is definitely a first for me, so thank you all so much for playing along. I absolutely love it. For anyone who maybe, I mean, I think everyone that's tuned in pretty much knows me. Give her an earring. Okay. I like that suggestion, Lucy. We're going to do that as well. This is the product of my Facebook friends. If you want to buy this sketch, it will be for sale. I have both Venmo and Cash App. Artysta LuLu, you can find me on both. They both can have earrings. Okay, so Pat is going to have an earring on both sides. The fun part, and I don't know if Brian is still there, he was asking about if I can do facial hair on my characters, and my godmother and godfather have both very creatively suggested giving Pat a 5 o'clock shadow. So there's Pat's 5 o'clock shadow. This is so great. Give him a bag on under his eye. Okay, I'm gonna give him a bag. Let's give him some earrings first. So this side is gonna have one of those pimp earrings, diamonds, because Pat makes money. And then on this other side, it's gonna, oh, let me switch my pens back. On this other side, Pat is gonna have a hoop earring. Bow. Wait till there's some color on this. Oh my god, this is hilarious. You guys are crazy. For real. Like, seriously, this is some crazy things. Okay, so let's see. A bag under one of the eyes. I guess Pat's male side is doing more work. Bow. Oh my gosh, what am I letting you all do to me right now? This is something else. So, let's see. Yeah, he's got a stud. This is hilarious. Except, unfortunately, Pat's male side has to deal with the boob as well. Even though if you kind of look at it from this perspective, this is the left side and the boob would be on the left side. So if you're looking at it, the right side probably doesn't have one. Excellent! This is Pat. And, so yeah, basically, that's kind of the process that I go through, with the exception, I mean, y'all are definitely on some different crazy ideas. 3 dots down her eye. Like, what do you mean? It's a man boob, it happens. That's true, male boobs happen. Like, what do you mean by the 3 dots down the eye? Like, let's see, I'm going to color in the pupil a little bit. It looks like somebody who's had a rough night. Oh my gosh, of course, a tattoo. What should we do? The tattoos on the face? No, I don't want to do it on the face. Let's do a tattoo on the arm. What kind of tattoo does Pat have? Pat is both male and female. So it's something that can embody both masculine and feminine. Let's see. Gosh, a tattoo. Oh, freckles. Okay, I like that. Let's do some freckles. Which is different from the different from the 5 o'clock shadow. Question mark, like for the tattoo. Oh my gosh. Okay, actually, if I knew some Chinese lettering, I'd probably put some Chinese lettering that said, like, I don't know, something kind of corny. So the tattoo has to be a question mark. Ah, man, let me see. How do I do that? Okay, hold on. Let me just kind of fix some of these lines while I let the inspiration of the tattoo question mark stew. So speaking of tattoos, my godparents own the best tattoo shop in Tampa, Stigma Inc., which is located right by the stadium, right by the Bucks Stadium on Columbus and Himes. It's called Stigma Inc., as I mentioned. Let them know that I sent you, and they'll take care of you. Any of their artists are really talented artists. What's up, Miguel? Thank you for tuning in. For those of you who just the sign of love and hate. What is the sign of love and hate? I don't know what the sign of love and hate is. I'm gonna have to Google this. Oh, like, is it like the yin yang? I could do a yin yang. Is that what you mean? The yin yang? That's kind of like a good... Actually, I got an idea with that. I could do a yin yang. So let's do... So for anybody who's just tuning in, I am sketching using the ideas and suggestions of my dear Facebook friends and followers. So there's the yin yang tattoo we're working on. What's up, Heps? And I love the idea of the question mark, so I'm going to incorporate that. Now we know. Boom. And so then, let's see what we got here. The lower side is all black. I don't know if y'all could still see this. Can you see what I'm doing here? So for those of you who just tuned in, this is Pat. Pat is both male and female, thanks to the suggestions of those of you that are watching. As you can see, we've added some 5 o'clock shadows, bag under his eye, freckles. We got some earrings and nose piercings here. An earring because dudes can wear earrings too, right? Dudes can do whatever they want to do. We got a little question mark incorporated there thanks to Jeff in the yin yang symbol, right? So I am going to fill in the yin yang. You know what I just realized is I made a black question mark in the black dot of the yin yang. So we'll figure it out. But like I mentioned, when it comes to creating art, mistakes are all a big part of it. I used to be the type of artist that the minute I messed up, it was going straight into the trash because I felt like there was really no way of recovering it and because it wasn't looking like what my vision was. But what I've learned, especially when it comes to illustrating with something that you can't erase, is that you just have to work with those mistakes. So sometimes if you look at my art and you notice that I have some really bold lines in certain areas, it's most likely, if it doesn't make sense, if it's not like, oh, that's an obvious shadow, it's kind of like, why did she just put this really long, deep, thick line? It's probably because I messed up, to be completely honest. But again, messing up doesn't mean that it's unworkable. You could definitely still work with it. So yeah, let's see. I think Pat is looking pretty good, right? We're just gonna add What's up, Kayla? Hey, everybody. Thank you so much again for tuning in to Arting with Lulu. Happy Friday. Yay! Happy Friday to everybody who has just gotten off of work or who's getting off of work and who has the long weekend to look forward to. I know that it's always super exciting. For those of you who are in Tampa, come and check me out tomorrow evening at Spatty's Coffee Company. It's going to be on Florida Avenue, like right almost at the intersection of Florida and Hillsborough. I'm going to be live painting along with Indy. We're both going to be live painting. You will see this piece unless somebody wants to buy it right now. It's not finished just yet. There's still some more work that's going to be happening to it. But this is just kind of a preview of what I'm working on. So thank you for stepping into my laboratory. But yeah, so this is the product. I'm going to go ahead and sign it. Lulu, L-U-L-U. I will sell this to you for a donation to the first person. Whatever your donation is, it could be $1, which is kind of shady. Don't give me just $1. But it could be just $1. It could be up to whatever amount. If you want to just donate to my Venmo or my Cash App, it's at Artysta LuLu, Artysta LuLu, or my Cash App, which is the dollar symbol, Artysta LuLu, Artysta LuLu, and this will be yours. I can even color it in if you'd like it colored in, absolutely, and I can frame it for you. And you will be a part of Artysta LuLu history. So thank you all so much for all of your suggestions and for helping me to sketch this. I hope that some of you have walked away with a little bit of knowledge as to how this process works, at least for me. But I do kind of want to go into a little bit more about like when it comes to commissions and how that works. So perfect example is, so let's say that you would want something of yourself, like you want a caricature of yourself. So it doesn't take, I know you saw this, $1, $100. Thanks, Gina. Yes, that's my art manager. By the way, that's my godfather, my art manager. You heard it from him, $100. That would be awesome. That would be history. But seriously, if you're interested in me creating some work that has maybe your face on it, let's see, it takes a little bit, I can't say a little bit more time, it takes a lot more time because not only am I making someone's face, it won't just be something like this, but there's a lot of people's personality that goes into consideration. So depending on certain colors that someone likes, depending on certain themes, if they like music, if they like, anything really, their pets, certain colors. Did I say colors already? But yeah, all of that really goes into consideration when it comes to creating customized work. That sort of work, I won't just start sketching with a marker. I'll do that with pencil. And I'll do it over, I don't know what I do with my pencil. I'll do it over and over again and then go erasing and sketching and erasing and sketching until I've gotten it as close to what that person looks like as possible. A lot of times I don't do live broadcasts when I'm working on commission work because I want the final product to be a surprise to my customer. I love that moment when I'm like, here it is, and then my customer can say, oh my gosh, and just kind of have that moment versus me saying, hey, this is kind of where I'm at, because the process of creation is always going to be kind of ugly. It's just like when you get your hair cut and you go through this ugly stage. Thank you all so much for tuning in, those of you who are still with me. And I know that I'm kind of getting onto a tangent, so maybe I should start dancing or something to keep some viewers here. But yeah, that's just basically some information about my art and kind of how I work. So check me out on artystalulu.com, ARTYSTALULU.com. Also on Facebook under Artysta LuLu. And obviously you're friends with me here on Facebook, so you could find me here as well. If there's anything that you want done, thank you, Chino. If there's anything that you want done that's commissioned, for those of you who just tuned in, this was all suggested to me. I just kind of started with eyes, and my viewers started suggesting, make it male and female, do this, do that, add this, add that, and so this is kind of the final product. And I'm happy to do that again with you all in the future. This is for sale on my Venmo or my Cash App, Artysta LuLu. So whoever makes the first donation is the new owner of this sketch. So again, thank you all so much for tuning in with me. I'm going to leave my live video posted for those of you who didn't have a chance to check it out. and have a wonderful rest of your Friday and the rest of your weekend. Thanks. Bye, everybody. Take care.